Hey, what's going on, everybody? Your boy DJ Steady Manos. I got a tough question for you guys. A tough question. So I have a gig coming up this weekend, and they kind of threw a curveball on me. They straight up and said no music with curse words. I could deal with that, right? Because most of my gigs are like quinceañeras, school dances, all that stuff. But when they throw, he goes a curveball. They said no sexual songs, anything that had to do with sexual. I'm like, what the? That's almost every song that you have has everything, like has something to do with sexuals, anything, like even the Latin music. I'm like, oh dang. So that's gonna be a tough one. They haven't sent a playlist. I don't know if they are gonna send a playlist. Man, that's right there. That's gonna be a tough one because every single song. When I'm talking to that person, I tell them every single song is like that and it's sexual. I said, I don't think I could play a song that's not sexual, like this one right here. It's called La Mamá de la Mamá. If you guys don't know, La Mamá de la Mamá means suck. And La Mamá de la Mamá means the mother of sucking, It's like every song is, even though that simple word, La Mamá de la Mamá, it sounds like the mother of all mothers. No, it means the mother of sucking. So every song is sexual, like every song that you play, and she told me about mesa que me aplauda, and I told her, I said, that's sexual too. She goes, what do you mean? I said, they said the mesa que me aplauda means whoever clapped the loudest will get the stripper, and she didn't know that. And I'm like, it says, if you listen to the lyrics, it says, mesa que más aplauda, la mando la niña. La niña is the girl, I'll send you the girl, but in reality, it's like, I send you the stripper. The table that claps the loudest, I'll send you the stripper. They're in a bar, and they're in a bar, and he's explaining that he's in a bar, and they're saying, whoever claps the loudest will send you the stripper. And she didn't know that. I'm saying, every song is sexual. And she was like, oh my God, for real? I said, yes. I said, every song. I said, you could make me a playlist, but I guarantee you the songs is sexual. So it's going to be a tough one. It is going to be a tough one. Even La Agüita de Melón, that's sexual. Mi Cucu, sexual. I could go down the list. Let me see. You got to play some weird stuff like Feliz, Ya Llegó. So I gotta look for songs like this. Que Caliente. Que Caliente is different. They're talking about the music is hot. Even Mambo Lupita, that's sexual right there. Mambo Lupita. So I gotta go through each one. And even No Al Coco No, that's sexual. If you guys don't know what the coco means, everything is sexual. That's why he said Al Coco No to the coco. That's what he's talking about. Ah, man. So it's going to be a tough one. And it's going to be a Latin English music. I don't know if they want English music. I think majority is Latin music. So, and I asked her, because I wanted to be I was interested, and I asked questions. But I said, are you Christian? And she says, yes. And I said, okay. I said, because I told her, you don't mind me asking, are you Christian? And she says, yes. I said, that's the reason why you don't want, she goes, yes. So I had to get that out of the way. So this weekend is going to be no alcohol involved, no sexual music. And she straight up and said no to Bad Bunny. She said no to Bad Bunny. And I was playing around with her. And I said, I'm going to play some Bad Bunny. And she goes, no, you better not. I said, no, I'm playing some Bad Bunny. So this is going to be a interesting gig. I've done gigs like this before, but usually they say no curse words. But when she said no sexual songs, I'm like, oh, dang. I said, every song, man, it's like I could go down the list right here. Let's go down the list over here. Let me see what I got here. Mi gente, that's not, no, that's not sexual. Mommy, that's got a little, So I got to go down the list, and I'd rather have her send me a playlist, because if I try to bust my brain, it's gonna, man, it's like this is the one I got to use my headphones, and here goes the one I'm gonna show up at the party and ask requests. I'm gonna grab out the mic, get the microphone and ask requests. You guys want to hear something? Let me know and I'll play it for you. because this is gonna be a tough one. They threw a curveball on me. And check this out. I'm still using the transmitter. I'm going on. I paused it because I had to leave and I started the clock again. So I'm at 4 hours and I'm using the clock. I know when I used it last time, it went 5 hours. And this gig right here, I thought it was gonna be 4 hours. It's not. I looked at it on my calendar. It's 6 hours. It's from 6 to midnight. So that's another one, is that it's gonna be outdoors. Man, I hope it's not a heat wave like this past weekend. That yesterday was around 106, and by 7 o'clock it dropped down to 100. So if it gets like that, if it's 106 and by evening it drops down to 100, that's manageable. But the other one was 114, and by the time it was like 10 o'clock, it's still like 106. It was like nasty hot. So I'm still, I like this right here. So far I like it. It goes pretty long, you know. I'm still going past 4 hours. And somebody asked me about this battery too. He said, "Do you have all your stuff hooked up to this?" I had everything. Right now I just only have my one speaker and my DJ stuff hooked up to it. But yesterday I had both speakers and my equipment stuff hooked up to it, and it was showing that it depends on the songs also, because he was asking how long does the battery last, and that depends on the music you're playing. If you're playing something with a lot of punchy bass, you can see that the wattage goes up. Right now I'm at 73 watts. Like right here, if you look at the top one, I'm at 74. But if you put songs with more bass, right now I'm not really playing nothing, just keeping my equipment powered. It's idle. But as soon as I play something, it's gonna go from 74 to, it's gonna go up and down, probably go to 100 watts. Let me put on some music, and you're gonna see that. And I gotta do the test with music with like a lot of thump. Now it's gonna go up to probably like 78, 77. And then the bottom one is telling me how many hours I have left on the battery before it dies. 7 hours. So that all depends on the music you're playing. Like Latin music doesn't have a lot of punchy bass. Most of the Latin music has a lot of congas, not that 808, that lows, the serious boom boom that make your house rattle. The Latin music is a little different, like cumbias and banda, a little different. So it doesn't use a lot of lows, a lot of low frequencies. So that's what I said. Depends on the music you're playing. If I play a lot of punchy music, I'm sure I probably get 6 hours out of this battery, maybe. I probably double, like whatever I'm seeing here. I'm seeing 74. It probably go up to maybe. I know when I play Latin music, I probably get maybe 40 watts off a speaker. So if I play some punchy music, I probably get 60 something watts. So if you multiply 60 times 2, you're getting 120. So if you do 120 and then add another 100 for this equipment to run, the laptop, all this other stuff, so you're doing 220. So instead of being 70, 80, I'm gonna be doing 220, 200 maybe. If I play punchy music. So right now I'm not even playing nothing. That's why it's in the 70s. But so far, I'm just gonna use a battery just for my lights, like I said. The moving heads, just for that for now. Just put a little simple load on it. I'm not gonna put nothing heavy, like nothing major, to make it overheat. And plus, I just want to keep testing it until I'm ready to use it for a gig. But for now, just put a light load and see if it shuts off on me in the heat. I don't think it will. Here goes another thing too. With the last gig I did on Saturday, when I touched this right here, this thing was so hot, and I was in the shade. This metal was hot. Everything was hot. Now here goes something. This is plastic. The computer is plastic, and I'm kind of glad I picked this computer. This is a gaming computer, and the gaming computer and the plastic, and this has solid state hard drive in there. That helped in the heat. Because if I had a computer that had like a metal casing or aluminum casing or whatever they're made out of, it would overheat. And if I had a old school hard drive instead of a solid state, that would have froze up. It would have crashed on me. So all this has something to do when I picked the laptop. I wanted a solid state hard drive. And then, in a way, I kind of didn't want the plastic. This is all plastic, even the front plastic. And you can see that, where is it at? There's a scratch already from the, right here. There's a scratch already that it got, because it rubbed onto something. So this is plastic, so it easily gets scratched if it hits something. Not like this Dell. This Dell made out of, I don't know what the heck this one made out of. But this one, I think this one will overheat easily because they made it out of the funny looking aluminum or whatever. So I think this one will overheat. This one right here, I don't think it will overheat, you know, knock on wood. And but I try to keep everything all, have a cooling fan. Even though it's hot, it's blowing hot air, but it's still circulating. And then this right here, again, this is all plastic, you know, nothing will overheat, but I also have a cooling fan underneath here. I had this just like this set up. I have my fan underneath, so everything's staying cool. The speakers, I was concerned about the speakers because they have those heat. What is those heat sensors things? Those heat. I forgot. I don't know the name of these things, but they had the heat thing. You know, the little. They don't have a fan inside. I don't think they have a fan inside because I don't see no vents. So I don't think they have a fan. I think they just have the heat things right here, still good. You know, suck up the heat. This was worrying me, but I do have a small fan I could place down here and aim it to let it circulate. I do have a small fan. This is the only thing that was worrying me. I was worried that this one will overheat because I don't see any fans in it, any vents. Like this one right here, my Altos, this one does have a right here you can see, and it has a fan inside, and you can see the fan moving. This one right here has a fan and it ventilates. This one, I don't see any kind of vents on the back of it, so I was worried about this one. But everything worked out fine. It didn't overheat. That's the only thing I was just worried about. Besides that, I wasn't really worried about much. You know, I was in the shade, but it was so hot. Like, you could touch this whole metal thing, and it was so hot. Like, man, that thing was burning up. So, yeah, just make sure... when you guys do gigs outdoors, make sure everything's all, you know, ventilated and is getting some air circulating, or else it's going to overheat. And I got this off the ground. It's on top of a fan. So that was good. This is good. I want to get another fan that I want to place under here. But it has to be flat enough. I seen a fan. I'm thinking of getting a fan. Is USB battery operated charge. This lasts for 9 hours, but I'm not sure. So I want to get a fan. I want to put it in the back. So just let this air out, because even though it's lifted, but it still get hot under here. Especially for me, I do a lot of gigs outdoors, and I like to keep everything nice and cool. I don't want it. So far, I haven't had anything crash on me. So far, I've been doing this outdoors gigs for a while, and nothing hasn't crashed on me. Even though in the evening, it's still, the sun is gone, it's still hot out there, and you still got to keep your stuff ventilated. And, you know, if you don't believe me, try DJing in the garage. And even though you're inside the garage in the shady garage, it's still hot in the garage. It's 100 and something degrees in the garage. Try to DJ in the garage and see if your computer crashes. I guarantee it will. So that's why you got to keep everything ventilated. And also the computers you guys use, make sure, for me, like I said, I'm doing a lot of outdoor gigs, and when I look for a laptop, I want something, because I do a lot of videos, so I want something strong enough to push the videos. I don't want the videos freezing up. Two, so I was looking at a gaming laptop, and two, I wanted something that had a solid state hard drive. I didn't want the old school hard drive, so I don't care about how much memory you have on the hard drive, because I do have an external hard drive. So that right there, I wasn't really caring about that. I just wanted something nice and fast, something that has a solid state. And the plastic part, I was like, you know what, the plastic benefits, because it doesn't get hot. Or also this metal casing, like the Zappos, it doesn't, I don't know, it just gets so hot. You know, this is plastic, so the plastic doesn't consume all that heat, you know. So this is your boy DJ Steady Manos. I got some issues, man. I got to figure out what songs are not sexual. You know, even if you play, let's get it on, that's sexual. Woo! Let's get it on. Your boy DJ Hermanos, and I'm out. Peace.